Hey guys, it's Sam with two M's, and welcome to this MYXclusive interview. I'm so excited to have all of you here with me today. And our very special guest for today is actually a Mix Magna awardee. He's blessing us once again with his presence. And he has blessed us with countless of beautiful songs over the years, not just his own, but also the way that he's helped other artists as well. And nandito siya para pag-usapan kung kamusta siya, what's up in his life, also his newest single, which is called Thank You Pa, and so much more. Everyone, please welcome Ogie Alcasid.
Hey, hi
Woo!
Sam. How are you? Thank you so much for the kind intro, and it's good to be back here.
Yes, we're so excited to have you here. How have you been? How's life?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess pretty much just like everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
we're still here working from
Mm-hmm.
home, but at the same time, although we've been able to do ASAP and of course Showtime and
Mm-hmm.
shoot in studios, but pretty much just really staying home. Hindi
Mm-hmm.
kami lumalabas talaga. So, we're until everything is all right. So, I
Mm-hmm.
should say that we're okay in spite of everything, but it's only by God's grace that we are okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I hope you're okay
Definitely.
too.
Well, yes, we're trying every day to be okay. Of course, there's a lot of
Mm.
things happening. Like what you said, of course, we're trying our best to stay at home, also work from home and all of that. But recently, of course, we've been seeing things kind of pick up, no? Quite slowly. They're kind of picking up, like what you said, also with tapings and all of that. So, how has that been for you, kind of seeing everything picking up now, even though very slowly but surely?
Ah, it was scary at first, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Just going back and of course going through
Mm-hmm.
all the rigorous health protocols, and
Mm-hmm.
it adds a lot of stress, syempre. But
Mm-hmm.
I think this is what we have to get used to. This will probably
Mhm,
be our normal lives
mhm,
starting now. So uh, whew, I think
mhm,
just like you, it's stressful, but
mhm,
the fact that yes, things are a little
mhm,
getting better little by little, inch by inch, and then
mhm.
sometimes medyo aakyat na naman,
Yes.
yeah, and then babalik. So it's a trial and error thing. So I think if we all pull ourselves together and of course pray and help each
Mhm,
other, I think we can accomplish a lot and we can defeat this. So,
mhm,
but having said that, it's always a blessing to be able to work. It's
mhm,
always a blessing to be able to share.
mhm.
If you notice right now, ang dami gumagawa ng content, and that's great.
Yes.
The content that everybody's creating is, keeping everybody entertained at the same time, inspiring everybody. So,
Mhm,
and perhaps making them forget just even for just a minute that there's something going on out there, and
mhm.
so my hats off to every content creator who's trying to cheer up everybody else. So.
That is so true. And especially now, I feel like a lot of people would find it difficult to do anything, even at home. But you really have to push through all of that, strive, despite all of the circumstance that we're going through. So, what does one Augie Alcacid kind of like hold on to really keep pushing and keep creating, especially in terms of music?
The truth is, it's really
Mhm,
first and foremost God. No,
mhm,
he's in control of everything. No matter what we
mhm,
try to do, he really is in
mhm,
control. And then at the same time, secondly, there's my family, my wife, and my
mhm,
family, and pretty much that's it. Friends
mhm,
and everybody else.
mhm,
So as long as I think, don't you notice that this pandemic has actually narrowed our world a bit and made us
true.
realize really the more important things in life. And if
Mhm,
there's a silver lining, to all of this, that would be it. And
mhm.
so that's what keeps me inspired. And I don't know if you heard my dog just bark. They're also
Cute.
they're also they're also
Oh.
some of the you know
Mhm.
some of my friends who inspire me because we have five dogs here and one cat. So
Oh. There. I heard them. They heard you
yeah,
talking about them.
that's vision. Yeah. the
Oh,
noisiest
so
and the youngest one. Mhm.
oh, that's so cute. But I think that's so true. I think really the people that we surround ourselves with are play a really big part, no, in pushing us to do the things that we do. And like what you said, this time has really showed us who is there for us and who are the people that are really meant to be in our lives. And sad to say though, like we saw, with the recent passing, of course, of the late president Noynoy Aquino, who was someone who was a big part of your life. He was also someone who was a dear friend to you and your family. And we know that this may be a difficult time for you also to kind of really deal with all of that. So, how did it feel for you and Regine, of course, to pay tribute to him in the way that you were able to sing at his mass also, and to really pay tribute to him at his before he went to rest?
Thanks for bringing that up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I won't lie to you. It hasn't been easy,
Mm-hmm.
especially because we just celebrated, our first Father's Day without my dad, and
Mm-hmm.
then, you know, uh, we were just awakened by his untimely death.
Mm-hmm.
We have known that he's been ill for
Mm-hmm.
quite a while right now, but I have to say that we didn't expect this, and
Mm-hmm.
even his dear friends and even his family, as you might have heard,
Mm-hmm.
it was truly unexpected. He
Mm-hmm.
was about to get his surgery and all of that, and we were really hoping for the
Mm-hmm.
best. But having said that,
Mm-hmm.
I think saying goodbye to someone like him, I was talking to my
Mm-hmm.
wife about it. I said, because we just could not contain ourselves, we couldn't stop crying for the past few
Mm-hmm.
days. And I said, I can't shake this thing off. And she said,
Mm-hmm.
because he was a good man, and because
Mm-hmm.
he was a dear friend of ours.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something you just, cannot dismiss. Kaya siguro ganon kabigat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, there's always a silver lining to all of this,
Mm-hmm.
which I hope I get to find out. But a lot
Mm-hmm.
of that is that whenever I read things about him
Mm-hmm.
from strange people, from people who, I shouldn't say strange, but people who we don't know, people whom
Mm-hmm.
he probably has never met, and
Mm-hmm.
just how much what he has done affected them. And
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, those people that he has worked with, you'll read stories about reporters
Mm-hmm.
and people that who might have jousted with him many
Yeah.
times over, but have
Mm-hmm.
become friends with him. I actually have a one particular member of the press who
Mm-hmm.
we've been talking about him for years, and
Mm-hmm.
when he passed away, I kinamusta ko siya, and just there's nothing that you can't that nothing really bad you can say about this man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather talk about all the good things about him.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, it's been difficult, but I think one day God will eventually reveal to us why this
Mm-hmm.
happened, and why at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So we do miss him. We do think about him a lot. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, I think he would not, knowing the way he is, I don't think he wouldn't want us to remain this way. There is a
Mm-hmm.
reason for him to have
Mm-hmm.
gone like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a groundswell of hope. You know,
Mm-hmm.
let's start from there.
Yeah.
Let's start from hope, whatever that
Mm-hmm.
means. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, thank you, of course, for sharing all of that. I know
sorry,
it's a
I'm not
difficult
being
thing.
very specific,
No,
but
yeah.
I think in those terms, I'm trying to make people make people
Mm-hmm.
see what his death could probably mean. And I could
Yeah.
start with hope. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I mean, I totally agree. I am someone who also believes that, although these things happen and they're difficult to go through, they really do happen for a reason. And as someone whose eyes to the Philippines have really been opened during his administration, I think that's really something a lot of us are realizing now. There were so many things too that we didn't realize that happened, but also kind of played out properly when we look back at it now. So we're for sure his memory will always be with us, no matter who he was to us. He will always be our president, obviously, of the Philippines, and we can't wait to see what kind of hope this does bring us. So thank you so much,
Th-
of course, for sharing
no, but
that.
thank you for saying that, Sam.
Hmm. Hmm.
I envision that you're way younger than me, and so coming from someone as young as you are,
Hmm.
it's good to hear those words.
Well, thank you. I think thank you as well for enlightening all of us too with what happened, and also with what this can mean for all of us too. And like I said, his memory will definitely live on, and I'm sure you must have learned a lot from him, and he would never be forgotten. Just like that of your father, who is the central inspiration of your newest single, which is Thank You Pa. So let's talk more about this song that I can tell is very personal to you as well. So what made you want to write this song that is very, very close to you?
Well, my father passed away last year during the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic, and it was a very difficult time because of the protocol. So
Mm-hmm.
it was. I think I wrote it a week after he passed on, or maybe a few days
Mm-hmm.
after he passed on, and um, sometimes when we write things, it it really isn't a forced thing. It's out
Mm-hmm.
of I should say an outburst, or
Mm-hmm.
just an emotion that you can't verbalize. And for me, it's
Mm-hmm.
always been music. It's always been music that has been my companion through the years, through my ups and downs in my life. And of course, this was one defining moment where
Mm-hmm.
music has really played a part. And so when I was writing this song on that piano, actually,
Mm-hmm.
um, it just flowed through me. And
Mm-hmm.
so I recorded it on that thing and did the demo, and I left it at that it was
Mm-hmm.
just a demo. It's something that I
Yeah.
would share with my I guess my siblings and
Mm-hmm.
family and dear friends, and made a little video about it, about that.
Mm-hmm.
But then, but then when Father's Day came, I felt, I guess this would be a perfect time for me to honor him, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time also share with everybody else, those people that have dads too, or maybe the ones who have also lost their dads, or perhaps those who have probably a difficult relationship with their dads, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's time that we try to fix that, and maybe it's time that we just realize the importance
Mm-hmm.
of our dads, not only on Father's Day or on Christmas, but every
Yeah.
single day. um,
Mm-hmm.
we're I'm a dad too, so I should say we
Yeah.
aren't perfect by no means, by any means. So um, but whenever we hear our children, or even when our wife calls us dad or
Mm-hmm.
papa or daddy, it really is music to our ears. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm just blabbing here, but I think
No.
those are the things that made me write the song.
Mhm. Well, yeah, I can imagine, especially after the loss of your father, which I'm so sorry to hear about last year.
Thank you.
I feel like that is, that whole catalyst for like all of the emotions to really come out, and for you to be able to kind of put them in song and arrange all of these feelings and emotion. I think it's such a beautiful thing, because I feel like we all deal with obviously grief differently, but for you to be able to share this story with everyone. I think it's such a beautiful thing. And seeing all of the comments of people, even on the lyric video, saying, this touched their heart, and they
Oh,
wish they
thank
could
you.
say these things to their dad. How does that make you feel? Of course, because it's something that is a big part of you. That's like your heart, obviously, that is touching other people as well. How does that make you feel seeing all of their comments as well?
Um, it makes me smile
Mm-hmm.
because I know that my dad would be smiling in heaven when he
Mm-hmm.
reads those things. And
Mm-hmm.
every interview that I actually do
Mm-hmm.
has been very emotional. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Most of the interviews have like either ended up crying or shedding a tear, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that is indicative, I guess, of just the message of the song, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes me feel good about it. Not that I'm a masochist, or sorry, not a
Mm-hmm.
masochist, but someone who wants to make you suffer because of it. But
Yeah.
it's just something that is very inspiring, and
Mm-hmm.
I think nowadays we need those kinds of inspiration and
Mm-hmm.
motivation. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like any kind of intense emotion, may it be happiness or sadness, I feel like is a good feeling to have, because it reminds us na we're alive and we have all of these feelings that we can
I
feel,
like
and
that.
we all
I like that.
definitely, yeah, right, definitely. I think "Thank You Pa" is one of those songs that makes us
I like
feel both like emotional but also alive at the same time. And like
I
I
like
said,
that. Yeah.
I believe that, thank you. I believe that this song is a very personal song to you. And I do want to know, what is one thing that your father did as a father that you kind of apply to your fathering style now that you're a father?
There's just so many, but
Yeah.
I remember my dad has
Mhm.
actually, he makes those corny jokes, and my mom and we as a family would go, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
here he goes again. And now I
Mhm.
eventually evolved into that, the tito jokes that we call them now, and my wife would
Mhm.
just say, "Naku, hindi mo pinag-isipan yung joke na yun." But then, once we give the joke, we would like almost pass out of laughing because of the corniness of the joke, and that was
Yeah.
so much my dad. That was my dad,
Mhm.
and I
Mhm.
find myself doing the same thing. Um, as far as parenting is concerned,
Mhm.
my dad has always been a cool dad, and I think I'm pretty much the
Mhm.
same. So we're
Yes.
minana ko yun. Yeah.
Yes, Augie Alcasid, the cool dad. I mean, I
Mm.
think I
Mm.
think I think it makes sense. But that's the funny thing though, because when our parents, they always tell us that we always like laugh at them, we make fun of them, but we actually evolve into them also in the future. So that's a crazy thing. And I'm sure your dad is also laughing at you while you are giving those
I'm
corny jokes
sure.
that you used to
I'm
laugh
pretty
at.
sure he is. I'm sure. And he's probably doing
Yeah.
this. He's going SMH, SMH.
SMH. Ogie Alcasid, the cool dad. He used SMH. I love it. But
SMH.
definitely, yeah, a very comforting. I think that's a very comforting thing to think about. No, that he's
Mm,
laughing at you.
yeah.
But if you could, if I'm pretty sure he's listening right now. If you could just tell him anything, what would that be?
Oh, first of all, well, actually, I want to ask him, how is it up there?
Yeah, actually.
But what would I? Was is the question? What would I tell him? What would I tell him?
Yes. Yes.
I would just say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just as the song says, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Dad, because he was a great dad. And he'll always be a great dad to me. So I turned out to be not too bad, and
Mm-hmm.
he had a lot to do with that. So thank you, Dad. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to really circle all of this, especially with your new single. We obviously want to thank your
Mm.
dad as well because he created you and you created all of this music that, is able to bless all of our hearts with all of
Thank
these
you.
emotions. And we are
Thanks,
so
Sam.
excited that you were able to come out with Thank You, Pa. It's a great reminder for all of us to really, say thank you to our dads, but also to everyone in our lives. But after this, I'm sure a lot of people are so excited too for everything that you have planned. So, what else can we expect coming from you after this?
Well, you can still watch me on ASAP Natin
Hmm.
to every
Hmm.
Sunday and I think by July, every day on
Yes.
Showtime, Tawag ng Tanghalan. I think I have committed myself to being a jurado or a punang jurado.
Yes.
So you'll be seeing me there. We just finished Your Face Sounds
Hmm.
Familiar, our
Hmm.
fourth season, and it was very, very successful. So thank you to everybody who watched the show.
Hmm.
Um, I want to announce that maybe as soon as September comes, I'm going to be releasing another song, and it'll be ushering in the coming of Christmas. I've never released a Christmas song, but this one is I think
Oh my
it
gosh.
is it really is close to my heart,
Hmm.
and I'm excited to release that. So we're all looking forward to Christmas.
Hmm.
Where we're all hopeful. Hopefully, we're all going to be safe by then,
Hmm.
and that song is, I think, speaking about it. So it's
Hmm.
gonna be different. It's not gonna be too much of it's not gonna be a sad
Yeah.
song. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be
Okay.
a bright song. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, and we're also super looking forward to that. When you just said ushering Christmas, I was already like, oh my gosh, this is it. We are so excited for that. But also, of course, we will tune in to everything else that you have going on. And of course, to everyone tuning in, if you haven't yet, make sure to stream Thank You Pa by, of course, Ogie Alcasid. It's available on
Thank
multiple
you.
digital streaming platforms. The performance video is also available on YouTube, and also there is a lyrics video visualizer, so you guys can check that out as well. But before I do let you go, Augie, do you have a message to everyone who's been supporting you and listening to your music?
Well, I'm truly thankful. This is, let me see, my 33rd year, I think.
Mhm.
And I've been very blessed
Mhm.
you know, to have a wonderful career and still be here and be active. And I have actually developed young fans and young friends, and it's fantastic. Sometimes I Zoom with them, and we have
Wow.
sharings, and we pray for each other, and
Mhm.
it's a blessing to
Mhm.
meet friends. And I'm still in touch with my old fans from before
Mhm.
who are as old as I am. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing, really. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and that I'm still appreciated, and people still listen to my music and laugh at my corny jokes. And so thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, and in the same way that you're thankful to them, we are also thankful to you for still creating music. That's always a blessing that we are always looking forward to. So thank you, of course, Ogie Alcasid, for joining me here
Thank
on
you, Sam.
MYXclusive today. Thank you.
Take
And thank you as
care.
well to everyone. Yes, you too. And thank you as well to everyone who tuned into this MYXclusive interview. Once again, don't forget to stream Thank You Pa, which is by Ogie Alcacid. It's available on multiple digital streaming platforms. And once again, thank you guys. This has been Sam with 2Ms and Ogie Alcacid. Thanks, guys.